Ever wondered how that beautifully risen, perfectly golden, and irresistibly aromatic loaf of bread comes into existence? Well, the answer lies in the art of baking. Today, we'll explore the step-by-step process of baking, transforming simple ingredients into a treat for the senses. Let's start at the very beginning, where every good tale and every delicious loaf of bread starts: the ingredients. The four key players on our stage today are flour, water, salt, and yeast. Each of them plays a crucial role in the baking process. Flour provides the structure, water brings everything together, salt adds flavor, and yeast. Well, yeast is the magic that makes everything happen. The first step in baking is mixing the ingredients. Combine the flour, water, salt, and yeast. Stir until they all come together to form a dough. This might not look like much at the start, but remember, good things take time. Once you've got your dough, it's time for the next step: kneading. Kneading is the process of working the dough to develop gluten, the protein that gives bread its structure. Kneading might seem like hard work, but think of it as a labor of love, a way of putting a part of yourself into the bread. After kneading comes the first proof. This is when you leave the dough to rest and let the yeast do its job. As the yeast consumes the sugars in the flour, it produces carbon dioxide, causing the dough to rise. Once the dough has doubled in size, it's time for shaping. This is where you can let your creativity shine. Whether it's a simple round loaf, a long baguette, or a complex braided loaf, the choice is yours. After shaping, we have the second proof. This allows the yeast to continue its work, giving the bread its final rise before baking. Finally comes the moment of truth: baking. This is when the heat of the oven transforms the dough into bread. The yeast's final burst of activity gives the bread a last-minute lift, the so-called oven spring, and the crust develops its golden color. To summarize, the baking process involves mixing the ingredients, kneading the dough, 2 rounds of proofing, shaping the dough, and finally baking. Each step is crucial and plays a role in creating the final product, a delicious home-baked loaf of bread. So the next time you bite into a piece of bread, take a moment to appreciate the journey it has taken, from simple ingredients to a complex symphony of flavors and textures. And remember, with a bit of practice, you too can master the art of baking. After all, baking is not just a science, it's an expression of love. Until next time, happy baking.